hi to myself and anyone else who's following along. So I have had the plague. My voice still feels a little obnoxious to listen to and isn't at its best use, but boy, the year of the snake, year 9, has been intense in shedding, and I have been reading back some things, but I would like to listen back myself. So if the voice is bothersome, I will do it again another time. I did take November down. I had put that up previously. A cancer journey, along with my team speaking to how they see the soul's purpose in are incarnating in really challenging toxic families. When a child is willing to undergo harm and trauma from a soul perspective, they had much to share. They had much to share about how that impacts adult personality, capacity for relating. There were some really hard and heavy things that I've walked and that we talked about. And in the end, even though primarily this is just for me to watch back, I thought maybe having that in the internet is not ideal. So I did edit. I didn't change their language, but I did edit some of November's messaging out, and then December is here. So I'll begin with November 7, 2025. My Andromedan family is speaking. Sister, welcome to our dance, gentle and flowing with peace. Yes, we are the energy of peace, and this you are in great need of, for the times are turbulent, and Magnus is incredibly turbulent in your field. Not because he is currently hijacking your energy, but because you do not trust. You are trying to trust his chosen path, but truly you hate it. You hate watching him struggle, watching him suffer, watching him surrender. Yet if railing in anger, in fear, in derision against all that is got him here, and he would like to live in a different reality with you, then he must change. That is the whole point of a cancer story, little sister. Cancer whispers, something must change. You must change in order to continue on here. Small cancers reflect smaller changes, yet if they are not made, cancer will grow. Magnus is actually doing very well in his relationship with this transition. He is trusting his body, his own inner compass. He is trusting you and his care team. He is in prayer and rest and contemplation, but mostly he is sure he wants to live. Sometimes this is the question cancer asks, and other times it asks, do you want to keep living like this? We do not send out the frequency of peace in pretense that sinking into it will remove pain from your planet, from your experience, from your consciousness, but receiving peace causes an end to fighting against. The peace treaty between countries at war, between brothers in conflict, between dark and light, high and low, rich and poor, and all the energies they generate, yes. In our view, it is the lack of acceptance of differences, the lack of unity through an experience of differentiation that causes fighting. We do not say this to encompass war, or machines, greed, or the overreach of power, though we think there is room for application here. For the more that shift to embracing peace rather than railing against all that is wrong, the more the vibratory waves around the situation cease to hold the energy that supports war, and those in power begin to lose power because there is no longer structure to hold their darker desires. Their plans simply fall and dissipate. We smile at your reasoning. We are something like galactic Quakers, yes. We were always theirs. They were always ours. We also share that embracing the invitation of peace does not mean hardship will resolve with your wish, as you wish, rather that as you accept the hardship, it softens you, and you become the stone made smooth by the pressure of water, able to skip across the surface or rest under it, but no longer trying to dam the flow. Making changes from this place creates a far more cohesive experience where joy, pleasure, love, and gratitude receive space to come to the forefront of your experience, for the static that was taking up space is now gone. You can still say no from an aligned place of peace. This you did when you refused that nurse on Magnus's behalf. It called in more conversation and went higher up the chain than was comfortable, but the static was taken out of the channel because you said no in firm immovability, but also with room for dialogue. Earth is many things, but one experience she provides is the opportunity for immersive learning. warp speed soul growth, even when minutes feel like days. Many look for peace, thinking that a rejection of, a pushing away from the undesirable experience is staying in self-protection. Yet we see that as retreat from battle, for even in a position of self-defense, the energy of fighting against is highly present. You were told in early days there was no room for fighting of any kind between you and Magnus. We come full circle to our original thought. Can I see the all of God in our differences rather than demanding you be like me, or submitting so that I am like you, so that we can be in harmony, be in unity? Oof is right. For when heart rate picks up, when cortisol floods the body, when the primal animal mind that only holds the vibration of survival takes over, these things are hard to rise above. This is the body preparing for battle. Your way of being is a threat to mine or to us, instead of your way of being is different than mine, yet I can still hold we are each of God, expressing God, and God is never at war with self. This is the heart of unity consciousness, and it is a deep practice, deep principle that does not align with all. Many galactic brothers and sisters doing good work do not see it thus. We believe this is enough. Our transmission is complete. We lend our peace until you find your own. We grant Magnus even more peace so that he engages with the indignities of his current experience, and dear one, they are indignities. Peace does not pretend things are different than they are, better than they are. It simply allows, as an expression of the incarnate experience, and in receptivity there is room for things to move or not move. We lend our healing to what needs to be knit back together so that he continues on as an expanded version of self, living out divine consciousness expressed in holy masculine form. We wait with you in his ICU room, in your sleepless nights, as you drive, as you protest, as you hurt, as you fear. We wait with you, and we whisper your peace. November 8, 2025, Metatron is speaking. Welcome, daughter. It is I, Metatron, come to spend time with you this morning. For a moment, simply receive. You have poured out of late, and truly for the entirety of your life. And while the Most High does pour out in self-expression, it is never in self-sacrifice. This is not a tragedy Magnus is experiencing, nor does it even register as a trauma on his soul imprint. This is chosen. This is chosen. This is chosen. While the outcome in the now moment is yet unwritten, the outcome for Magnus is growth, beauty, humility, becoming, and imaging more of Christ, who he honors as a primary guide, and whose light body he aspires to emulate. Challenges of great weight must be pressed upon him if he is to have the opportunity to see how he responds to them, and that is what he is looking for in this lifetime. It is something of a self-test, a weighing and measuring lifetime to see where he is at in progress toward his own goals and aspirations. Your unsureties around, is this solid ground to build on, are fair, for you are not to that part of the story yet. Though I would have chosen a more gentle companion in love through this season of transition within yourself and on the earth plane, what Magnus causes to rise up in you is aligned, for he connects you to your own passion, purpose, and power. He helps you clarify the self you have been in contrast to the self you currently are. You cannot see what you were built, for it is not yet time to build. It is time to see what has fallen away, what remains that needs to fall, and where you are standing in full self-alignment, in full self-inhabitation, in full Seraphina expressed through Stephanie, and full Stephanie choosing how she wishes to experience the fullness of Seraphina's soul. More than anything else, you are together, and you are many things. You and Magnus are spirit bond, living out the way of the rose, sometimes bleeding from deep thorn wounds, sometimes opening the skin when thorn is buried deep, causing pain, causing inflammation, causing infection, and others simply living and expressing the beauty of the rose, given back and forth in equity and union. You could splice your canes together, yes, becoming a new hybrid. It is possible, though not probable. But there is free choice in this. Daughter, you are well. You will be well. My encouragement to you this day is keep going. Just keep going. I have been so proud of you as you have imaged love, imaged light, imaged the radiant magnetism of yourself and of God through Magnus's hospital stay. You are prepared for all that is to come. You are equipped. You are seen. You are recognized. You are supported by a great cloud of witnesses. You are loved, as is your Magnus. Today carries blessings and joy. Enjoy them. I love you. I am proud of you. Elohim has been out on mission, but your dragon brethren remain near, watching over you and breathing their fire into you when yours burns low. You will not burn out, daughter of my heart. Light go with you. I will see you soon. November 14th, 2025, the Mayan Timekeepers are speaking. Seraphina Burning Bright, you have come wishing to connect with your Mayan Timekeepers, and we are here. Your womb space has been quiet now for 3 months. This morning, she loudly protests her treatment by Magnus. Instead of holding you as a sacred container, the feminine who was willing to receive all he poured in, even death and disease, and transmute it, he rages that he cannot own you, for possession is his true wish. You keep waiting for him to have a genuine revelation of how wrong this is, how wrong he is to demand anything of you, let alone that you lay down your sovereign right to direct your own path as you choose. Instead, you are continually met with dishonor. The line running through your head, but my love for you is visible. My devotion to you is evident, is tangible. You can literally see and touch the expressions of it around you, is true. So then, what do you do with one who discards all you offer and demands that directing your will to align with his is how you prove that you love him? There is no reasoning with this mindset, yet even if there was, it is not your job to convince Magnus. This is his chosen way to live, and it is between he and Creator God alone. You did recognize from the very earliest days that this was coming. You spoke it to him, saying, I am afraid that you are working to earn my heart, earn my trust, and the moment you have it, there will be an ultimatum that I sacrifice who I am or what is right for me in order to do what you want, else you will discard me. He meets you still, but currently as one who invites you to stand in your power, not as one who honors it. Magnus's treatment of you is covered in much fear, need, desire, which is devolution from the original template of masculine love. You were willing to walk the valley of the shadow of death with him, and you have done so. The shadow is past. The journey with Cancer and with you have been an opportunity for Magnus to rise, to leave the ashes of old earth, outdated religion, family legacy behind, and rise into the template of the new man, the new human. Trials reveal character, do they not? We are not judging him. We are simply bearing witness to what is. Is there hope? There is always hope. We have full confidence Magnus will achieve his intended goal. However, it will never come if you bow down and worship him as your king. He does not set the course for your life because you chose to love him. He does not command your direction because you gift him with your presence. You are magnetic in your beauty, power, and feminine strength, and we are sorry his words wounded you so. His intent was not to wound, it was to coerce. That he said, you are selfish and unloving. I should never have been in a relationship with someone like you, was simply cruel temper tantrum screaming, don't leave me. I'm not okay without you. We have watched much play out on this planet, daughter of fire and light, and in our view, Magnus is currently lacking in humility and lacking in love. Wishing to be one who loves is not the same thing as being loving. You are imperfect in your execution, often swinging toward rescue or self-abdication when you offer in love, and yet you are love personified. Eyes to see himself as one who has captured love is not the same thing as being one equal to the love in front of him, sitting as gift in his hands. On this time-held plane, you wish to know what is next for you in Magnus. What is the next right step for you in regard to him? You have done it. You packed your things and you left. You closed with a message of love and a desire that matched the beat of your high heart. You rested. You reclaimed self, and now it is time to tell your story. We know you must wake your youngest treasured one. Spend some time outside today. The sun will have messages for you and will replenish your fire. There will be a time to offer your truths to Magnus, but it is not now. We continue to hold, to watch, to activate timelines, and you continue to move in resonance with divine timing. Come back whenever you like. We always have time for you. November 16, 2025, the Golden Ray Lightworkers are speaking. To strengthen, to purify, to heal, to clear. Welcome your introduction to Rahani healing, dear one. We are the collective of Golden Ray Lightworkers who gift our presence to those with awareness, to those in need. In this moment for you, we call up the inner goddess who is radiant, powerful, graceful, balanced, assured, and strong. This is less about feminine power expressed as Aphrodite-style beauty and more about the energy of Kali Ma, she who directs her own being. She sets her own course in stealth, in maturity, and none may interfere. None may interfere. None may interfere. It is a hard thing to be a woman of power, open to the way of the heart, the way of the rose, for this means there is a call to stand alone as self, with no outer influence, along with an ache to meet in union the one who can hold your body, mind, heart, spirit for exactly the woman you are. We have our opinion on this current circumstance with Magnus. It is not that he does not recognize you, does not remember you, does not love you, does not want you. All these things vibrate like cyclones around him. It is that he does not have inner peace. He is not at peace with his failures or how he chases away what he so desperately longs for. There is a part of him looking at you in logic, looking at you in truth, saying, I cannot do this. You know I cannot. You can. We could both have this love. Why will you not? What is your answer, daughter? Why will you not? Exactly. Equally met or not at all. Magnus is a match for you in many ways, in power certainly, in capacity, and passion, in desire, in vision. Where you differ, and the primary variance we see between you is you will do the work. Any who are aligned in soul, aligned in heart, aligned in longing, must still do the work to be ready to journey together. And in reality, you cannot do this work without him. It is too heavy, too dense for your arms, for your shoulders, and you need his strength, his power to carry the boulders, to remove them from the crumbled temple where he lies, so that you can either repair this container together or choose to journey somewhere new. More than any other archetype in the ancient scripture he loves, Magnus images Samson, a man of power, blessed with power by God to clear, to clean, to bring justice, yet prone to desire for more of whatever it is he wants that cannot be quenched. More conquests, whether in battle or in bed, will never meet this need, will never quench this ache, for those carrying massive amounts of divine power must return to the divine as source, as resource, as meeting, as union, as repair, as healing, over and over and over again. One with incredible power must master it, as the monks do through the breath, through training in the ancient martial arts, through self-centering, through prayer. There must be the practice of self-regulation, of self-governance, when this much divine energy runs through a being, else the power runs amok. It does not necessarily become corrupted, rather it declares, bow down to me, for it recognizes its breadth, that it was sent out by God to declare, to create, to impact, to bring into being. Therefore, a man must continually seek alignment with his higher self to use his power wisely and well. He is magic, your Magnus. He is magnetic. And we do not recommend you staying in his crumbled temple. If he rises, if he begins to work, if he uses all he is and all he has to honor you as equal, as treasured counterpart gifted to him from your own free choice and by the hand of God, then flourishing can come. It is not your job to convince him, to sway him, to move him toward your desires any more than it is right for him to coerce you in any way. You walked before him, you offered yourself as yourself, and you continue on as the gentle radiance of God that will not dim, that will not cease to shine for the comfort or the fear of another. You are, of course, free to communicate anything you wish in any way you wish. There will be more room for him to hear when he misses you enough to lay down pride and reach for you. Until then, simply continue. He may miss his window with you, for you will keep walking, and many are the aligned partners on the path. But this is where fate, free will, and the hand of God work together. We are honored to have spoken with you this day, to have calibrated your energy back into golden light. Be encouraged, daughter of Metatron. This is no tragedy taking place. It is good and will bring about good. November 18th, 2025, the forest spirits have a message. Good morning, daughter. There are wood sprites, fairies, and imps wishing to speak with you this day. They have a message of courage and encouragement for you. Though you have rested much this past 5 days, your vitality remains incredibly low and your distress incredibly high, even as your nervous system has relaxed, being back in the safety and the peace of your own home. Your plants actually provide much care and support for you. They help to alchemize the difficult energies you are working to transmute. Walk through the door to the dark wood, Sarah. I have you. I watch over you, and Elohim goes with you. The forest spirits speak. We like the bowls. We like the flute, the handpan, the drums. We do not mean to be difficult in prodding you to find the right sound, but we are exquisitely sensitive to energy, to sound, as are you. The frequency must be right for engagement to incur. The mountain was as important as Magnus, for you met us there, and you have powerful capacity for connecting with the elemental ones. We support Magnus, the view from his bed, the care he gives to the earth, the peace and tranquility in the space are safety for his nervous system and quiet for his spirit, which has known far too much striving. There is a blockage in the frequency between us, for dark matter does not wish our message to reach you. Place your hand now on Elohim's flank for support. Yes, there it is. The deep well of grief at the cruel treatment from the one you have loved. Let the one you trusted to be good to you bring good to you. The one you were hesitant to merge with, yet moved toward in faith, is not good to you. He is not. Let this bowl catch your tears, then wash your face, and let us travel. See him now, a young boy in his mother's care, listening to Daddy hurt her, listening to her cry, fear, hurt, reason, all to no avail. Feel his helplessness, his terror, his rage. I say Daddy lightly, for this man was an abuser of power, not a wielder of protection with it, as the father principle rightly declares. And this day was the end of Magnus's childhood and the beginning of the vow where he would be stronger so that no one could hurt him or those he loved ever again. See the dark matter around him in that hovel house, swirling dirt and debris in cyclone circles, polluting the atmosphere, polluting the environment, polluting the breath, the throat, the lungs, and watch Magnus stand in the midst of it, not going low or high for self-protection, but instead learning to endure so that his vision missed nothing, so that his vigilance produced safety for himself and the woman he loved. Run your fingers through the water, see it ripple, and leave this scrying bowl now, mighty queen. There, that question in your mind, how does the lineage clear? By accepting the right of the shadow to exist, rather than rejecting it. For many valuable treasures are hidden in the dark, and many valiant beings sit thinking they are lost in it, swallowed by it, when in reality they are held. It is not your love and forgiveness he needs, dear Nightwalker. It is his own. He can judge and hate and hide and reject himself. He can outsource his deep need for self-union to union with women, yet this can never be until he can look at himself, welcome all he is, all he has done, all that has been done to him, and say, I remain an expression of God the Father, God the maker of laws that run the universe, and I am good. I bring all my deeds into the light and look at them one by one. I am still an expression of divine masculinity. I hurt the women I love sometimes badly. I am still a child of God Most High. I am part of a rift between my wife and I so deep that I am now separate from my children and cannot protect them full time. I am still worthy of love. This is a tricky practice because the goal is self-incorporation, self-honesty, self-perception that does not push any of one's own darkness away, does not judge it, but also does not excuse it, blame others for it, or declare it to be light when it is not. This exercise requires great honesty, humility, and honor, yet it is the way broken men rise. Just because you see a man does not make his personhood your work, but you do make impact. Magnus is not yours to heal, yours to rescue, yours to resurrect, and yet it is not misaligned if you wish to continue on in love with him. Room for transformation, room for integration remains. This is enough for your container to hold. Come back another time to speak about how darkness is in service to the light, how the dual expression of divine source is in service to all, and how you specifically are meant to work in the space between. We support him, Sister Witch. We pour sustenance into him and clarity around him so that his vision clears and he can see. Your love continues to reverberate around Magnus even when he attempts to push it away or control its expression. The frequency is powerful and calls him back to God. Thank you for lending your time, your ear. Thank you for gifts poured out. Thank you for your love for us and the mountain who holds us. The story is not over, and there is good yet to come. November 20, 2025, the Forest King is speaking. You are grounded in the now moment, daughter of Metatron, deeply held by Gaia herself and all the dark spirits she holds. I, the Forest King, greet you this day, for in the forest is found much shadow and light, and that is the season you are currently traversing. You love your Darkwood Tarot for this very reason. This was good work you did with your lover just now, seeing him lie on the woodland floor, seemingly bereft of life, and calling in your own light brigade to rain life, hope, healing, clearing, transmutation, renewal, and love over him, in the form of golden rays falling like stardust from above, while I and mine held him from below. You are so devoted in love, daughter of the heartbeat of God, and you do not easily relinquish those you claim. Your work is powerful in him, yet today it is your Grimm's choice whether he wishes to rise or not. It does not matter how much you wish it, how devoted you are, or how much power you apply to what you see as bringing about his well-being. You follow the path of the rose, and you believe in free choice as an expression of it. So trust his free choice here. Trust that while you are part of his story, his resurrection or not is between he and the divine alone. It is their love story he is seeking to rectify first, before he has any capacity to heal in love with another. You love the old fairy tales because they represent with whimsy and quiet sway the truths found in all corners of the galaxy. But your favorites are when the power, the magic, the beauty, the love of a woman heals, and the trajectory of the man is so changed he then uses his power to do the good, spread the good, become the good, build the good that images the kingdom of God at work in the world. What I offer to you is that this is the kingdom of God at work in the world. For the highest heart of God whispers to all, get up, brother. Try again. Come awake to your divine power, sister. Cease playing small. Earth plane images the expansion of God because there is no end. The seasons, the turning, the life, the rebirth imaged by spring, fall, winter, pointing toward a long summer of flourishing and joy. Nothing needs change in the world, in any world, in your personal world, for this truth to be any more true. This is why the hermit and the ascended one can each say everything is perfect, all is well, even in the midst of things that appear neither perfect nor well. Your belief in him, daughter of the earth and sky, who is comfortable in dark or light, your belief in him, your belief in him. The timeline is not yours to manage or yours to judge as being anything less than perfect, for the turning continues. No cycle lasts forever, and change always comes. None of this is said in any sort of dishonor to your love, your passion, your power, your ability to be a divine creator, the divine creatrix. Rather, it is a reminder that you are working this weave with another, and though you can impact its final result, it does not belong to you alone. Be encouraged. Lay down your striving for any sort of perfected love and receive the story that is, for it is good and it is playing out exactly as it is meant to. I appreciate your gratitude in general this day and its bend toward me in particular. I need no offerings, but I will return the good you so generously pour out back to you. The stag is a companion, protector, and signpost for you. He is safe to follow and will lead you well. I now retreat from your field, but I and mine will remain with the one you love, for we are invested in the plot now. Light go with you, dark cradle you, peace rise up within you, for all is one, and all is well. November 21st, 2025, Metatron is speaking. It is all right to be sad, daughter. I know you thought you had come into love that met you, and it did. It also siphoned from you. In addition, you are frustrated in your body this day. Come in, sit down. Let us talk about it. First, I will share with you, you can do anything you want to. If you wish to be thin and desire a weight loss journey, you are free to do this, even though our guidance has advised against it. If you need more thinness as protection for the wounding you are currently experiencing, that is fair and makes sense for your Virgo-directed emotional field. However, I will remind you, it is in no way lack of beauty, lack of physical perfection that drives the men you choose away from you. It is their unwillingness to be honest with themselves, then with you, about how they feel in regard to you. As the Forest King spoke yesterday, this journey with Magnus is yours together. You cannot take his steps for him, nor can he take yours. You can limp along side by side if you both choose. You could carry the other on your back or drag them behind you on a sled. Or you can simply keep walking the way that is right for you and see who comes along. It is all right the quiet. It is all right the distance. It is all right the ache, for these things also give both you and Magnus the peace you need to process what you have experienced, what you have built together thus far. There is a solid foundation of emotional connection, spiritual compatibility, loyalty, and the truth of deep and genuine love. On his side, there are also secrets, lies, wounds, harms, and weaselly squirming out from the responsibility the bond requires. Magnus is not blowing up the foundation, dear one. He is showing you clearly the current structure, the strengths, and the weaknesses it holds. Yes, I have mixed metaphors a bit today, but there are many that apply to you as a pair. You will hear from him very soon. This week of silence has given you time and space to see and hear yourself and the current tone of the relationship clearly, and you get to choose what to do with what you have learned. But I encourage you, speak your truths, all of them, in grace and kindness, but with no withholding. I will be with you, for you are mine, and I am yours, and we love each other dearly. November 23, 2025, Metatron and the dragon Elohim are speaking. What if he is not the highest good, daughter? Must you still have him? I know from the beginning I have not been in Magnus's corner the way some others have been, but I can assure you he is a more aligned pathway than your William, who craves your body but cannot handle your soul. William remains in the shallows, and you are made to traverse all. Of course, you are welcome to share your body with him if you wish, but you would be disappointed in the encounter, particularly because you remain deeply in love with Magnus. You shared with William you are not interested, that you would feel guilt about being in his bed because your heart is with another. And what was his response? A continued pressing to get what he wants from you. He is not offering you anything you need or even anything you want. I have not invited you to sit, for Elohim wishes to speak with you, to travel with you this day. I place your saddle on his back, Dragon Rider, and wish you good journey. Elohim begins. I understand. Dragon heart of the Sophia lineage, I understand. On my back you can travel anywhere, and all you wish for is to be with Magnus. We can sit next to his sickbed together. He aches for you as much as you do for him, perhaps more. You need my wisdom this day, my strength and my fire. I appreciate that you are careful with the vows you make aloud. Because he is the object of your great passion and love, Magnus rises to a place of prominence, of preeminence, but it is not currently his engagement with you that causes this. It is your own power, depth, fire, purpose, and will, For you are a maker of worlds, Seraphina, a shaper of matter into form, and you love all that you have made. Yes, you see what I am alluding to with this man. If you remove your energy from the situation, what takes place between you? Where is his investment in you? Where is his energy pouring into you, building you up, offering his generative creativity in such a way that it calls up more of who you are? You have spoken and watched mountains form from the power you supplied. You have planted and forest became. You have written and symphonies have gone forth. The structure of things, not the culture, yes. This you generally leave to others, for you prefer the form over ether, which is why earth ever calls you back, for here you can experience both. To speak in full integrity in the current moment, it is also why Magnus calls so powerfully to you. There are enough raw materials between you and on, within, and under the earth to make. Everywhere you go, every being you are, I wish to make is the baseline of your signature. This is why you were able to sustain the container with Aurelius for so long. You were still making children, the homes to raise them in, the food to nourish and sustain them, the craftings of your hands to beautify, the energy of home and hearth where there was room for community to come to life if it wished. You have done this on large and small scales for as long as you have been. It is part of your soul character. The desire to actively send out enough of yourself, shaping it into form, then nurturing what you created. And this is why you were so deeply responsive to Magnus's call to you. You felt the rooted and true truth in his longing to build, and to build with you. You rightly saw the potential of what could be. Cancer is a hard journey, but it is not in detriment to either of you. It was meant to be part of your soul stories expressed in form. It is also a necessary precursor to any sort of life-building experiment together, for it is vital in the clearing and the burning away what must go in order for Magnus to remain on the planet. Equally met, or not at all, for you are brightly burning and would consume another with your fire if they were not also showing up in their own fullness and power. He awakens now. Yes, I have been sending him life force as we sat by his bedside conversing. See him open his eyes and reach for your hand. See him joyously pull you atop him in wonder and rapture that you are present once more. There is love for you true and deep within him. It does not need to burn any higher than it does in order for him to move toward you, for it is already at a level that consumes. Rather, detrimental things must be burned away so that he can offer it fully without grasping, clinging, or demanding to own. This purging in your belly will be brief. It is of no concern. Continue on as you are with God, with your galactic family, with your angelic and elemental support, and continue on in your belief toward Magnus that he can clear, purify, rise. Your love for him is not misplaced as long as it does not eclipse your commitment to your own well-being and life path first. I know you wish to stay with him, so I leave you here now, watching over you and believing you will achieve whatever it is you set your hands to. November 25, 2025, Metatron is speaking. Daughter, I join you in quiet, in gentleness and reverence as your heart sits suspended in the cave of Eltruin. Elohim is here providing breath, providing power, providing support. It is a light and a lovely place, spacious, not constricting, offering room for containment, for being held, yet without smothering or accompanying feelings of claustrophobia. As your Hathorian sisters sing, simply be present. Be in gentleness, be in peace, be in receptivity. If you watch how this sound impacts your heart, what do you see? The yellow ray shining through its pink. Violet light streaming in from above, containing diamond white crystal flecks raining down within the column. Pastel pinks, greens, orchid, and now fuchsia coming from the walls along with blue, ochre, amber, saffron, and peach. What a curious mix indeed. This is my cave of wish fulfillment, daughter, for its walls are naturally every shade of blue, offering wisdom, protection, and higher knowledge, yet the color is changed when it penetrates through or bounces off another object. Your colors are just as lovely as you are. They show the gentleness you do indeed carry, along with the earth and strength. It was right to let fall the obsidian armor around your pink heart as she floated. She has now received the new codes, the upgraded support that can now ground her even as she wishes to go high, and the spirit of Gaia herself will offer the protection, the provision she needs as she astral travels or simply sends her light out to reach another. The container that you and Magnus set up for part-time relating was just right, even though he quietly, or sometimes loudly, raged against it, wishing to be the expansive genie he felt inside instead of the one trapped in a bottle. This is deep, deep work taking place in the silence and the shadow between. You know there are treasures to be found in darkness, and this is one of them. The obsidian that guarded your heart now returns in spherical form that you can hold in your hand when you need to be reminded of its protection. But this is the gem you received today, something you can pick up or lay down at will, but that is no longer blocking the flow of light from within or protecting from divine light penetrating from without. You must begin your day. Trust the timing, dear one. Trust the Most High. Trust your partner. Trust your friend. All is in order, and all is well. November 28, 2025, Gabriel is speaking. Good morning, Seraphina. As you enter this room and notice all bowing in quiet reverence as the Buddhist monks do, what is at the center of their attention? Yes, the stage and the song. It is fitting to bow in reverence at the frequency of a sound aligning you with, returning you to the sacred womb you came from. For in the song is the heartbeat of the mother, and in you is the seed of the Father expressed in form. I am Gabriel, come to share a message with you this day. There are many pathways I can travel on to reach a being, but sound is a preferred one. The first thing I wish to say is you have everything you need to move forward onto the journey that is calling you. You love travel, you love adventure, new experience have always called to you, and you know how to pack in order to carry what you need on your person. For you have done this often enough to know you have the resources to replenish supplies along the way when you run out. Part of the reason you love the idea of your witch hut as a place to return is because it causes you to pare down to true essentials. What do you love most deeply? What supports you? And what feel like just things? You need not see the mountain as your forever home, therefore needing to create in a long-reaching arc. All you need do in the now moment is take the next right step. Paring down is more essential for you and for Magnus than any sort of building up. Soft, movable clothing is right for you, and you have plenty of it. Gloves that protect your hands and your communion with the earth, yes. Your ears are open, you are hearing me correctly. Overinvestment in any one reality in any one place is currently not the way. What you clear, what you remove from the mountain will come back to support you, but it is not equitable for you to invest hard-earned resources into a place where there is not return for you. If your investment is based on the goodwill of another, that is misaligned. Right now, you are collecting experiences, collecting more pieces of self than you have ever carried, and this is necessary in order for you to know what to rightly create. Miracles abound. There are possibilities unimagined. Clear first. Tear down what no longer belongs. Honor what has been and what is finished. Clear and collapse happen before construct. You are right that music is important. Earth is important. Love is important. Community, communion are important. There are many places you can go to make impact, beloved of Metatron. There are places you can go that make impact that will also support you. Divorce is right, daughter. Ending the legal contract frees and unbinds you from that which holds you back. When you leave, take only what you truly love from history past and choose with intention what you will build. I step aside from Akashic messaging to share how proud I am of you, how greatly I believe in you, and how assured I am of your personal rising, your own reconstruction after what could have taken you down. That the sun came out crossing your page at this very moment speaks to your rising. Many things are possible and they all carry good, for that is your trajectory and so it shall be. Spend time in the field of song today and prepare to embrace the new technologies coming into you. You are supported, you are provision, and you will be equally met and partnered and companionate love. December 2, 2025, Metatron is speaking. Good morning, daughter. Come in. A Seraphina sandwich between Elohim and I is just right. Sit down, dear one. Sit before the fire and let us begin. Things I would like to see from Magnus are an increase in vision to see you as a separate person with her own needs and wants, rather than as the person who can either provide or withhold love and happiness for him. I wish to see Magnus become curious about you, about your hopes and dreams, rather than asking you to lay them down so you are not a problem in meeting his hopes and dreams. And I wish for him to acknowledge how very taxing this past 6 months has been to your nervous system. And instead of pressing you, applying more pressure to you when you need peace and you need rest, simply allowing you to be. The Earth and Star Mothers do have a message for you if you wish to go through the door to greet them. Elohim and I remain as supportive energies behind. The mothers begin. It is all right if you simply sit with your back held up by the Akashic wall and watch the sky, Seraphina, Princess of the Light Brigade. Here is the question we would ask you. Why does his surety that you are the one erase your own rhythms, visions, and need for gentleness, for flow, for prudence, for the true and wise marker of nervous system ease that points to feminine safety so she knows she is in aligned action? Why is he, as your divine masculine, not saying to you, this is how I will provide for your need to honor your past, your family, and perhaps the life we will build together? For this is the primary problem we, the Earth and Sky Mothers, see with Magnus, his need to shrink you, to shrink your reality so he is capable of holding it, rather than asking how he can be a container expansive enough to hold all you are. He does hold your body this way, in beautiful invitation rather than demand, and your response to him is passion, pleasure, softening, opening, and full trust that you are safe to let go, to abandon yourself in that moment of union. For there he shows you he will not take you anywhere you do not wish to go, or anywhere that causes fractures in your energetic stability. His hands, mouth, energy, and desire call you somewhere, invite you somewhere, and he has never once been angry when you hit your limit physically, emotionally, or spiritually. For in those moments he is in full union with you. Yet you are aching for time with women, with the women you come from, with the women you are close to, with Earth and her rhythms. For what you feel most with your lover on this day is pushed. You experience him saying over and over, give me what I need, what I want, because I am worth having what I want and what I need, without looking at you, cradling your face in his hands and asking, sweetheart, what do you need? Because you are his treasured one and he wishes to adore the you that is. You are currently sitting in the space of being required to upend your entire life so that you do not lose him or his love. Yet at the bottom, what you feel is, I am a monkey being made to dance on a tightrope to prove to an audience member that I am a good monkey, but I do not wish to perform for anyone in order to earn love, affection, admiration, praise, or companionship. I perform for joy alone. And I want one who looks at me and says, hello, monkey. I would love to be your companion and have you as mine, for you are fit for me just as you are. Scamper about, entertaining when you wish. Move your body when and how it needs to. Cuddle in with me whenever you like. Bring me the sparkly treasures you find along the way, for I love witnessing your gladness and the lens through which you see the world. I have not walked closely with one such as you yet, but I am delighted for your company. If we stay with this visual that has come on the pink ray, we would say you are something of a monkey who has chosen the circus as a way to express some of her performative capacity, but who also needs the earth, the trees, and the community from whence she came, as well as a preferred companion to return from adventure to, and oftentimes a preferred companion to adventure with. But daughter, you are not, and never will be, a dog, not a primary companion of one. You long for the one who can see you for exactly who you are, meet you in sacred union, and honor the truth that your needs include full freedom and full devotion. Never a monkey on a leash submitting the joyous inhabitation of her way of contribution to all to the will of another. No monkey in iron chains dressed up in a dog costume. Honor for the exact being that you are. Delight in the exact being you are. Never, ever, ever anger. toward your rightly imaged divine expression, because it does not conform to another's image of what they wish you to be. We have more to share, but you must begin your day and wake your treasured one. Come back, daughter, and we will speak again. The pink ray remains prevalent within and around you, as does our upgirding, our love, our support. This is the time for the divine feminine to rise, not lay down, to be rightly held, not called to conformity, and this we gift you with power to image. Light go with you, daughter of the sun. You did not come to dim yourself for anyone, you came to shine. Do so knowing the God you love is pleased with all you are and all you offer. And so it is. Amen. December 7, 2025, Cyrus, a relationship guide for Magnus and Caius speaking. Grab your pen, daughter of the Light Brigade, and we will begin. You have set your intention to know you and Magnus through the light of the Akashic records. I am Cyrus, guide watching over the two of you together, and I am disappointed in your progress as a pair. This is not said from judgment, simply a truth that I had hoped you would be further along together. He remains who he has always been, though he is less harsh with you than past partners, and you are very near to slipping into the past pattern of compromising yourself for what you see as the well-being of the one across from you. Your goal together on spirit plane was to image the love of God as a pair in the sacred dance of masculine and feminine who had been separated and were reunited in union once more. For the joy set before you, dear one, that was the plan. You come with questions thick and deep, but I will ask you this. Are you currently joyous in this relationship? Do you believe you are receiving love for your masculine, from your masculine in a way that lifts you up? I see him tearing you down with his angry words. The assaults on your character are nothing divine love would give. You are a terrible communicator. You have poor social skills. You have bad manners and are rude. You didn't help with dinner. I want to see you not go to one of your son's events. You are fickle. You are selfish. Does it matter what his motives are if he is one who lowers your frequency instead of builds it up? I will ask you another question. Is there joy within you when you think of him? Do your cells bounce high in delight at his presence, or are they shut down in fear and retracted? The higher planes will not allow him to be death to your dreams, but currently he is a hindrance to your forward momentum, not a supporter of it. He knows he can be cruel. He knows he is unkind. He knows he hurts you. The wounds within Magnus are deep, and he has not yet healed from them. You watch his physical vessel ooze, leak, cough consistently in response to the poison that burns, and sometimes it gets on you. Hurt people is something of a silly line, yet it remains because there is a truth in it. You show up as love without condition. When has your heart once closed to him? It has not, and it is not closed now, but your body is finished with this kind of treatment. See the dance you witnessed at symphony with him now in your mind's eye. Watch how the strength of the masculine planted, embraced himself so that he could lift, hold, center, stabilize the feminine so she was safe to be free in her movements. When she was held in balance, she was beauty, motion, creativity, flow, and a joy to witness. This is the divine order ready to be expressed in full on the earth plane, and this is what you and Magnus had wished to image together. Divine union is not about equality, where the masculine wallows in emotional swamp or the feminine needs to rise and lead. She is not meant to be physical provider. She is not meant to work to support her man. He harnesses force so she can be in flow. Every time he rages against you, every time he talks over you, silencing your voice after demanding you offer it, every time he screams at you to leave because you are not lifting him on your shoulders in the way he desires, the holy union that began between you takes a hit. Think you Yeshua ever spoke to Mary Magdalene this way? Think you he ever used his strength, his force against her, so that she became smaller, so that her body shut down, so that she began to fear him, and her physical vessel became tight and small to stay safe instead of being able to fly free and feminine joy, flow, beauty, and creativity? While you do not flourish in the container with Aurelius, you are safe. No one is scaring you, hurting you, tearing down your confidence in self and other, and calling it love. Use your voice now. What could you express when you were invited instead of pushed? I answer, I feel depleted. I feel taken advantage of. I feel like I was tricked by Magnus, that he would invest in my heart and hold it gently because he thought it was a treasure. I feel bewildered that he screams at me about his hurt feelings when I do not meet his rigid and ever-shifting expectations, yet fully misses how he is damaging my well-being. I feel less like myself with him than I have with anyone before, like I am lost to me so he can get what he wants. Over and over he says, I am like this because I love you. But is that not what men who abuse their power, their position, their strength say to the women they control? I do not feel loved by Magnus. I do not feel treasured by Magnus. I do not feel lifted up into a version of soft, safe feminine who can fly like the dancer because he is holding me. I feel trapped with this man where I am trying to hold him. I am trying to hold his emotional temperature steady so we both do not lose us. I do not trust him to have my well-being as a priority. He undermines me. He undermines my well-being and does not repair it. Cyrus speaks, in this relationship container, you have both been given opportunities to heal from the lingering wounds of childhood so that you are ready for the good work you intended on the planet. Magnus is part of your healing, for all things produce the intended result for those who live in harmony with God. However, the healing currently does not come because he is imaging divine Christ consciousness, using his strength with intention to lift you into more radiance, into more beauty. He is offering you a repeat story of your childhood where your mother made arbitrary declarations about what a person of good character was. She imposed her rules on everyone she had power over, her children, while she broke the law of love on repeat with her harshness, cruel tongue, erratic moods, and abuse. I will beat the shit out of you until I beat the sin out was simply, I will hurt you until I break your will and you live as an expression of what I say is right in any given moment. As long as you honor me as your way shower and best guide, doing all things as I say them as I see them, I will lavish you with my favor. But if you cross me, there will be hell to pay. Daughter, this is the lesson you have worked your whole life to rise above, that any other being would tell you what is right for you, and you would blindly follow it because you love them or you love God. This is not love. It is certainly not expression of God Most High. In the same way your mother did, Magnus wishes to create beings in his image, which can be an expression of the generative creativity of God. But once made, once infused with the divine spark, the law of liberty and the law of non-interference come into play. Your mother had every right to her beliefs, and none to shame you, coerce you, control you by saying, Stephanie, how can you call yourself a Christian if you will do this? Everyone wants love, dear one. You are not a weak or ineffectual woman that you have often surrendered your power, your freedom, your agency to receive it. And Magnus is not a weak or ineffectual man. He is defensive and self-protective, requiring his feminine to behave a certain way so that he does not have to face his own fears, wounds, and responses to them. If you do not hit any of my triggers, I won't blow up, behave irrationally, hurt you, hurt me, hurt us. That is outsourcing his need to manage his power wisely to you while not applying that vast power to the healing of his own interior so that he is a partner fit for you. Goodness is right. This has been a long transmission. I will close now, but I am here. I continue to work with both of you and the bond, and you will be well, for even in the challenge, the container will lead you to love in the end. December 10, 2025, Metatron and my dad are speaking. Good morning, daughter. Come in, come close. Simply be still and allow the violet flame to do its work. It whispers, miracles happen. Possibilities unimagined abound. You wish for clarity around next steps for the direction that builds the next portion of your life? What I would share with you is this. If you do not have clarity, it is not time. The structure is not yet laid out. You are sure of two things right now. You want to live with your youngest treasured one, and you want your spiritual gifts and how you have gotten them to provide for yourself and for him. Give it another week or 3. See what kind of opportunities present themselves for you. You have a sense that someone within the violet flame would like to speak to you. Many are held within it, currently being purified by it. Let words come in slowly today, for that image is the energy you are currently embodying. Yes, to choose your father to speak with you is fully appropriate, for he is a fellow journeyer shaped by the wisdom of Saturn. Welcome him now, knowing Elohim and I remain near. My dad begins, hey, Steph. One of the templates I see as being ready to fall within you is that of needing to be the provision, needing to use all your gifts, bright and radiant though they are, to achieve on behalf of yourself or those in your care so that flourishing can come. You have lived under the burden of Saturn for as long as you have lived. What if you call it in now to be a protector for and provider over you? The right choice should not feel miserable. It should certainly not be something you come to because some other being wishes you to. Your youngest treasured one is not meant to dictate your will, but he is your final contract. Just because all higher wisdom shows Aurelius as one in your way, there is the truth that you also worked for the life you have together. You have left the marriage, yet the life is still very much the work of your hands. This is hard to let go of. You will know when the time is right. It is not your job to keep secrets from people you love, people who are close to you, about the nature of your relationship with Magnus or how he treats you to protect his reputation. You already did that with Aurelius. You are close to your youngest and to Aurelius. They see your comings and goings. They ask questions. It is fair and right to speak that stress is the climate rather than joy. If you need to keep secrets about what is taking place in your romantic partnership, you know something is very off. Time is short. You must wake your youngest and begin your day. Aurelius is a good friend to you, for today he sees and honors your full freedom to choose whatever you want and knows it's right to change from one moment to the next. Freedom is good and right for you, Steph. No rules, no boundaries, no external pressure, just support for who you are and what you want. The more yourselves vibrate to this song, the more you will attract fellow freedom, fellow self-sovereignty lovers who would not press their I want onto another. There is much protection around you in this season. That is why things seem slow. Sooner than you think, better than you know. It was good talking with you. I love you, I'm proud of you, and our family sends you gifts. December 13, 2025. Metatron is speaking. Good morning, daughter. I, Metatron, greet you this day, welcoming you into the field of all, not because you have need of me, but because I am your preferred gatekeeper. There are so many ways to come, through the prayer, through the presence, through the attunement to a certain vibration, through the sound, through the heart portal. But may I offer you the most simple pathway. Come through the breath. This settles the nervous system, quiets the noise, and allows the body itself to become the portal, the conduit, for the body is the divine expressed in form. So many run from the call of the body, believing it to be too low, too dense to be of value, but the body itself is intrinsically holy. It is not fallen. It simply needs support, nurture, and centering. Coming into the breath in whatever rhythm you desire, then adding conscious intention to reconnect with divine wisdom as you connect with yourself is the most simple way to come to the field. For again, I say, you are divine wisdom expressed in form. And generally, the wisdom the body carries is the appropriate level to begin at. Bypassing the body to go higher does not speed up one's journey to enlightenment or reunion. It impedes it. Begin where you are. It is the only way to become something changed, if that is your wish. I smile, for apparently I did have something I wish to share with you. I know you came with the Mayan Timekeepers in mind, but now that we have begun in our own flow, I invite you to stay, if that is your wish. Very well. Pull up your chair to the fire. I will pour us a small drink of amber, and let us see what is ready to clear in the energy between you and Maximilian, the karma you carry as a pair. I do not refer to him as Magnus now, only to differentiate the work your incarnate selves are doing from where your higher selves rest in full joy and play together. There has been a red thread of fate binding you and Magnus together that is ready to drop. The earth is changing from a place of enacting contracted agreements to a place that honors the experience of the body and form as supreme. This is interesting, yes, for the time of closing out the old age has come, and a new template emerges that no longer calls Earth a low-density planet that a soul must rise above. Instead, it becomes a place for love and a joy to flourish and be experienced in bodily form. The contract between you and Magnus has been one of overcoming suffering. If you let the thread of suffering fall, then what is binding you together? Exactly, nothing. You stand as Seraphina burning bright, radiance of God expressed in Stephanie as Stephanie and warrior of the Light Brigade, while he stands as Magnus the Magnificent, oftentimes imaging Mars, god of war, or Zeus, creator with an overreach of power, but always with a desire to be pleasing to his Father, the one true effulgent God. If the thread of suffering needing to be overcome falls, and if the war template needing warriors to uphold it falls, then who are each of you? Radiant light and pure unbridled power, who are fully free to walk together, or work together if they would like, yet with nothing binding, pressing, or calling them to do so from without. Open your vision wide and see it done now, daughter of my heart. You did not clear it, you let go of it. Yes, feel the beauty, the power, the simplicity in that. This is part of what Jesus meant when he spoke about receiving the kingdom of heaven through the way of the child. Oftentimes, the simplest way opens the highest path. Your body is the temple, my beautiful one. Your heart is the altar, and both are brilliantly good, as are Magnus's, and God is pleased. You are not meant to teach any who do not come to you asking what you see, what you know, what you have gleaned through your multidimensional sojourns. Yet this does not mean you cannot share whatever it is you want to. Instead, this is a principle of protection declaring you are not responsible. None are your work but yourself. If beings come to you asking, how do you see me? What do you see? And you have resonance in sharing, do so. Free choice, full free choice. If you wish to invite one into presence with you, saying, let us drop into the body, drop into the breath, let us invite the wisdom of the body to rise up and inform us, then do so. But nothing outside of self is your job, as in your duty. It is not your duty to carry another on your back because you can, so you must. Children are meant to be carried for a season. On occasion, the wounded, the injured, the elderly, the dying, the frail, but these are moments, not contracts of labor. You can finish a contract of labor by working it out to retirement, or by simply putting in your resignation and walking away. Magnus is your final recognition that the old world is past, is passing now, and you need hold on to no part of it. A new way, daughter. A new way, a new age, a new human, a new connection with spirit, with love, joy, truth, and Kumandra as building blocks for the long winter is past, and the time of flourishing is come upon the earth. You need no souvenirs of what has been, but you are free to use any remaining materials you wish to build something new. Creativity, trying varying things in differing ways or sequences, images the Divine Mother and Father who do the same when they say, what will happen if? Over and over and over again. Your hand begins to cramp, and I know you love to record as we go, so I will close here. Welcome the new world, my love. Welcome the new world and build it. December 18, 2025. Metatron is speaking. Good morning, daughter of my heart. Let us simply sit in silence for a moment, receiving the presence of God and aligning our energy fields. There you go. Allow the presence of God, the love of God, the light of God to push out from your body, your mind, your auric field, your emotional field, and your high heart, the darkness, weighing heavily within and around you. Well done, sister. That was a thorough cleansing and return to light. Restoration will come, renewal will come. In my opinion, Magnus was always going to be a temporary companion, for I did not see evidence of overcoming, though there was great desire present. In regard to the many questions swirling in and around you because of your exposure to his journey, let me begin with the ego. Our souls must come into form with a strong sense of identity. This is different than the personality. The personality is identity expressed. Identity is one solid, immovable sense of I am. If identity is assaulted, suppressed, repressed, coerced, or in any way shaped from without as a youngling from birth to age 13, it can fracture under the weight of what the developing brain is not equipped to process, and ego will then rise up to protect the identity, to protect the child, so that they can return to their authentic I am at a later date when they are able to incorporate all of their experiences. The challenge is that by this time, the ego is often entrenched as a protector of identity and does not want to recede back to its position of support rather than rulership. Over years, neural pathways form that support the continuation of the one narrative, generally the young I am that states, I am a powerless child alone on a hostile planet who behaves from the coping mechanisms of the protective ego, which can look like aggression, but more often than not carry the root of protection, for the self came here to experience life, and to do so, it must survive. But there is a failure to thrive, a failure to rise into the glorious I am of God expressed in form. The abuse he received was egregious, daughter. I know you feel and sense this. You see enough of the picture. We do not need to go there for your compassion to be able to hold him. It already does. Infant Magnus, precognitive Magnus, primal Magnus was brilliant, utterly brilliant in the survival map he chose. And there is a split between his survival map and his true identity. You have seen both from the beginning. The experience of another had to be locked out because that thing was attempting to literally annihilate him. It is why he often cannot see or hear your perspective, hold you as a differentiated self, respect your life path, or support you in a way that causes your flourishing. Anything that is not Magnus can feel like a threat to him and his survival. None of this is shared to excuse the maladaptive ways he has engaged with you and others, or the whiplash of spending time with him when true identity is showing its face, then suddenly hostile ego is running the show. He has loved you, beloved, truly. He can see you. He does honor the brightness and beauty of your I am expressed in form. He does think you are worth protecting, keeping safe from all harm in the world. But because his template is incredibly agitated by signs of any change in the environment, his hyperarousal often does not give accurate cues about how to respond. What is required of a being to invite identity to take its rightful place? Trust, softening, trust into the divine first, that there is a purpose in all things, and trust in at least one person to see them in totality so they can allow the redirection of ego back to support role. Oftentimes a safe community can call this up, which is why there is such power in the AA, NA, grief groups, or therapy groups. This is not a spiritual problem or even a character problem. It is a human problem, and one of the complexities some souls are willing to experience here on the earth plane. It is a hard path. There is great honor and power in those willing to participate in the experience of how can soul best rise to express in form when it is suppressed, repressed, assaulted, controlled, confused, shamed, judged, coerced, maligned. And great are the beings willing to carry this mantle, for generally they wish to see the earth evolve into garden paradise and are willing to suffer in lifetime after lifetime to make it so. But if the template of suffering to overcome falls, then what? A whole new world, new way, new human, yes. He is all right, dear one. It is Magnus's choice to walk this way, and he can leave the path anytime to explore something new. You continue to walk the way of self-sovereignty, for your own I am rightly expressed calls up that of another simply by existing. You are not his healer, and he is not your albatross pulling you into the dark underworld you cannot rise to find the light from. You are the light, he is the power, and you are each in full free choice to let the ego be the driver of personal expression or the true self. As has been spoken before, it is no tragedy or trauma taking place between you. This is soul family working out, working on an upgrade to the true self. A transformation journey for as long as you each choose. Every day you become more thankful, experience more genuine gratitude for the revelation this journey has been, and I rejoice with you in this. It is not and never was your job to find a solution for any being outside of yourself. I am a sovereign being of light, walking the path that I choose for as long as I wish is true for all beings, daughter. Living this out frees you and contributes to the freedom of all. I close here, sealing this cleansing, this purification around you, and blessing your system with more light, more peace, and more gifts of joy as you approach solstice. What a delightful adventure, instead of what a heavy burden. Yes. I love you. I am with you. It is done. It is sealed. It is cleared. Amen. December 20, 2025. Elohim the dragon is speaking. The body, the blood, the heart, the bone. The body, the blood, the heart, the bone. The crown, the root, the power, the presence. Come. Little sister, let us ride the astral sky together, for you are seeking, and what you seek wishes to be found by you. You see the island we fly above, and recall what you know about Neverland, for this is the story within your body, your blood, your heart, your bone, that is ready to be rewritten. Whether as Hook, Peter Pan, or their creator James Barrie so emasculated by his wife, your father was never one needing rescue from his own story, and you were not one sent to be his rescuer. Let this imprint dissolve, for it was never of holy origin. It was a child stepping into story to make sense of her senseless reality. What were both Wendy and Tinkerbell missing in this narrative? For Wendy, it was a sense of self that did not revolve around the men in her world. Identity that did not come from being older sister, child wrangler when she was yet a child, dutiful and responsible to the will of her mother, and filling the gaps left by the absence of her father. Of course, when Peter came, it felt like an adventure in throwing off that cape of responsibility, yet in the end, the same identity thread ran. Wendy was not free. She was bound to Peter's need for her nurture and avoidance of responsibility, and then she carried he, her brothers, and all the lost boys. She made impact. It counted. But what would she have looked like with no males to orbit around at all? The Tinkerbell character also orbited around a man, willing to be defined by his rejection instead of being chosen. Beautiful, charming, yet petulant and sulky, rather than stepping into her own rightly imaged power. I am not calling you to look at Neverland and see yourself in it from any form of judgment. You are a bright and brilliant child who found resonance, who found purpose, who found life path guidance through story, because you had no one to appropriately offer it. You had no teachers who were right for you, no nurture that supported your human self, so you chose the earth and the story and built not only a worldview, but a self from all you gathered. Because you came to form a highly advanced soul, remembering spirit was easy for you even as a youngling. So you wove the salvific themes of the Christian faith through every novel, every play, every musical, and relationship. You approached and created your own hero's journey where the book did not end until you saved your father. For if you could reach him, if your heart was bright enough to heal his absence, then your mother would cease being sad, being angry, being cruel, and she would love you. And you could simply be a Stephanie, simply be a child free to explore the planet, the thought, the story, the self, the spirit, without the heavy burden of orbiting around others, so she could earn her freedom to individuate, finally becoming her own, being loved, being received, being delighted in for exactly who she was. If Magnus is a soulmate, you chose to be the final break in your past life path, influenced by the childhood story you were committed to finish writing, so you could finally begin penning a new one, then he has fulfilled his service to you. He was never a wolf in sheep's clothing. He was always a wolf, and you saw him. You felt that from the beginning. The thing submerged, hidden from physical eyes, but perceived by your nervous system. He is another Capricorn male, his birth coming one day before your father's, and this was chosen with intent. Release Magnus and your commitment to redeem pain with him on the 28th. The tale is ended, and that will be the final chapter. On the 29th, release the belief that there is anything to redeem. Therefore, you need not play the part of lineage redeemer, and as you give him the central place in his own rightly chosen story, you are set free from all cords, all ties keeping you bound, and you are free to live your own. The rewrite of Peter Pan for you is this: I do not become the heroine I wish to be by saving men, whether they be powerful or weak. I become her by being and doing exactly as I please, with no tethers or restraints. I do not come to the community of women by surrendering my will to that of the ruling matriarch. I enter sisterhood through the path of self-inhabitation alone. This is enough for today, my sister, my friend. It will calibrate all your systems to the new frequency of Seraphina expressed as fully as Stephanie desires. I return you to solid ground now, knowing Earth will fill you with good gifts this day. Solstice comes, and with it return of the light. Farewell, dear sister. I watch over you, support you. My fire breathes more life, more light, more power, calling up a recognition and a remembrance of yours. You did well today, and we will fly again soon. December 22, 2025, Caius is speaking. Surrounded by light at the darkest time of year. I like your golden candle on the left and golden solstice meditation on the right. Walk with me, Lyra. I, your Caius, have missed you. I have been busy working on the codes needed for multidimensional upgrade. Though I do not distribute them, that work belongs to another sacred circle. However, today the task is complete. Even in ether, we still need rest, recalibration, and a refilling of our tanks when we have poured out much. A candlelight stroll through the woods is just right. Of course, we can pause for a moment and greet each other properly. I know you have missed me. I have missed you too, and receive your thanks for all I have just completed. It was not a detour you took with Magnus, dear one, though you are also in a season of rest and self-return after much pouring out, pouring into the repair of another. It is always somewhat hard for you to hear well directly after leaving a bond. As we walk, most of the landscape is dark. This is as it should be. It is night. The candle, or the lantern, or the headlamp provides only enough light to take the next step. One does not run full tilt in these conditions. One certainly does not get in some sort of vehicle and plow through what is not visible and hidden in the dark. What does the light we carry illuminate now? The snowy path our feet are walking, the shape of the pines beside us, yes, the canopy is thick. We are somewhat sheltered. Yet become aware of the glimmers in the sky, small though they may be. Stars, planets, comets, meteors, galactic brothers and sisters offering sustenance, angelic family providing reminders of the divine rightly expressed in the inky black expanse, and all the pinpricks of radiance held within it. Yes, held within it, not penetrated by it. Both can be true, Sarah, and both are valuable expressions, valuable experiences. Were I to speak plainly instead of poetically, I would share, you are not to the daybreak yet in the story that is your life's journey, where all is illuminated and clearly seen by the eye, able to be rightly perceived in full. Choosing to come into form at darkest time of year, set your course, but just because you were willing to be a radiant light walking as earth angel does not mean that those who keep you in the dark with intention are your aligned companions. Metatron did not appreciate Magnus's lack of gentleness, lack of generosity with the treasure you were. I do not appreciate a repeat journey with one who tells you lies to protect his position as your chosen partner. Had you known the truths he knows that he hid on purpose, would you have chosen him? I have been impulsive to quiet my internal storms through indiscriminate sex, substance, misuse of power, followed by a warping of reality and communication with others to cover my tracks, to cover my shame. There is an inner wolf snapping at me that I do not know how to quiet, but I am working to. I wish to. There are things he does not see, he does not know, for all living out the human adventure have ways they are hidden from self. This is not what I am speaking of. From the very first outing with you, he knew the fullness of his own story. He knew what his interactions with past partners were, the details, the overall patterns, and he gave you their failures in regard to meeting his needs, rather than speaking aloud his engagement with them as he tried to quiet the snapping wolf, tried to find inner peace. A solid, stable foundation cannot be built for a relationship where one partner offers self as truly inhabited and the other hides self so they will be received. In my opinion, this is the reason why there is no current relationship between you and Magnus, because he came in actively masking, actively hiding, for he did not trust you to receive him if he came in full. There is no divine union able to be forged when a man lies about his sexual conduct, the timeline, the overlap, the fidelity, the patterns, the habits. For when sexual expression comes from the root and sacral centers, showing how a being offers their generative creativity to the world. I am not moralizing about sex or sexuality. You know that does not exist on higher planes, nor is moralizing meant to be a governor for anyone anywhere. I am saying that when one hides or feels the need to falsify how their sexual fount engages with life, with others, they are fully hidden as a being, for root and sacral energies are foundational to life manifested in form. It does not matter if one's chosen behavior is held against them and they are unable to partner with the being who has captured their interest. That is entitlement present from the start, not foundation for holy union. If as a being one feels ready for divine union, one must come to the other as they are, for anything less brings in contamination from the start. The days of you fighting someone for what they do not want to offer are long past. Yet this has been a theme in all your relationships. A man who not only hides his truths and lack of generous, transparent offering, but also actively lies to you, so he is not faced with the potential loss of you when his deeds are shared in full. A man can have many joys, pleasures, relational or sexual experiences that fill him, enlarge him, or are even simply hobby or pastime. He can judge himself if he believes he has acted poorly or out of integrity. He can attempt repair if this takes place out of congruence, whether he is with a partner or not. But what will never work in building a new relationship, if that is one's desire, is lying about a known reality. For in that moment, one is bringing a false self to unite with a lover's true self, and those vibrations repel each other. They do not come into union. They do not come into oneness. Had Magnus brought to you all his known past, there could have been a foundation solid and sustainable, poured from your combined energies. One's perfect or perfected behavior has nothing to do with their capacity to partner well. Their honesty with self and other, their accountability for self and toward other, and their wish to express from their undivided desires is the way through. Even if desires are divided, sitting with self and compassionate curiosity to discover why can still provide a viable container for a relationship. We have journeyed far. You are preparing to shift gears. I will close here knowing you were ready to hear this message and you have the capacity to integrate it so that men living from authentic selfhood are now those magnetized to you rather than those feeling unworthy of you, were they to share their desires and their life choices thus far. I was glad to be with you today, and I offer peace and encouragement to you. December 25, 2025, the Mayan Timekeepers are speaking. The unfairness, daughter of the light. The seeming lack of karmic justice in any area of your life. Aurelius's choices have cost you dearly. He has indeed tricked you, lied to you, manipulated your mind, heart, will, reality. Yet he flourishes, he is free, while you remain carrying the weight of his harms. Holidays have always been heavy in the long journey that has been your marriage. This simply is. A partner to work with has sometimes been the desire of your heart. And though Magnus professed to have the same goals as you, he primarily needed you as activation, as remembrance. Many will be drawn by you. Many will feel the call of your power. You continue to look for answers that lead you away from pain and into a season where you can flourish. You have worked, you have grown, you have been willing to lay down allegiance to the one-way path, to the husband of your youth, to the family system you came from, to societal rules and norms, to the expectations of your grown children. You have learned through intentional teaching. You have been studious. You've drawn near your own sacred center, your own inner truths. You have explored, gone on adventures. You have been flexible and immovable both, and this has been right. And we, your Mayan timekeepers, honor your work, your growth, your becoming, and we offer you this truth. The all is working in your favor, always, at all times, and you are participating with all to create a new reality. You are not unwilling to take a step. You are not stubbornly entrenched in refusing a new way. So then, there are things that need yet to happen, events that must come into being before the next story does. It feels as though the last 5 years have utterly dismantled your previous life and self while you have worked with time, transits, guides, guidance. But here is another truth we will offer you. You can do everything right, being in full self-alignment, and still be surrounded by mystery, for answers are not the point of this earth experience, dear one. Becoming is the point. Adventure is the goal. Enlargement, expansion, a collection of experiences that return to all as wisdom, or even simply information is the aim of incarnation. And all of this you are doing, all of this you are being. The universe is never set against you, ever. If you do not enjoy the adventure you are having, make a slight change in direction toward what you do want and see what that shift brings about. This you have done, this you are doing. We are intentionally encouraging your power to bring about your desires. But dear one, your future will go better if your husband is also willing to let go. It has been a long, hard, lonely path with a long, hard, lonely ending that you have orchestrated because it is the way that felt most wise and the way that would bring about the highest good of all. Think you, your prayers are not answered, your manifestations are not honored, that Saturn is not working in your favor, that time is not on your side. All comes together for you, daughter of the light, and that which is not in service to you leaves your field now. Anyone who wants to have you without honoring you is repelled from your field, not by external protectors, though you have them, but by your own I am. Any who wish to benefit from your gifts, your light, your heart, your love, your beauty, your body, your resources, your capacity, your loyalty, your devotion, your legacy will come to you with honor for all you are, or they will be a boomerang, returning everything they wish to take from you back to self, while needing to deal with self far more forcibly than they would have had they not dishonored or stolen from a daughter of light. You need not villainize or demonize any, nor do you need to declare good that which is harmful because you choose to alchemize through it. Yet we would say the alchemy itself is good and brings about good. You know when it is time, Seraphina Burning Bright. Every time movement is required, you work with the wheel, turning in tandem with its motion. You are not the hand rotating it, yet you feel the shifts. You move in divine timing. You will know. It will be clear. And we see your next chapter coming to you. It is nothing you need to seek out, overly work for, or carry any being on your back to achieve. It is a quiet Christmas, yes. But are you in reality lonely? Or are you inhabiting self more truly than ever before, in resonance, in harmony, and peace with all you are and all you have ever been? We do not cause change to come. We see, we hold, we bear witness, we know, and we know you. You come out on top. Not as victor in any sort of fight with another, but as one who accomplishes what she desires. You stand atop the mountain, looking at all you climbed to reach the summit, and the view from the top is very different than while ascending. You will declare the journey worthwhile, worth what it cost, and great will be your peace. Be your will, be your joy. It is done, amen. Merry Christmas, daughter of the light. We are celebrating all that is good with you. December 27, 2025, the Dryads are speaking. Welcome, daughter of the Light Brigade, who is at war no more. We, the Dryads, welcome you to our dance and invite you to spend time outside with the earth this day, for Gaia loves you and wishes to support you through this death and rebirth portal you have chosen. Inanimate but conscious life forms like plants, ferns, flowers, shrubs, trees, and the ecosystems they hold are just right places for your tendering, nurturing energy to go. For they gladly receive, do not demand from you, and they offer in return. Hard have been the days, long have been the years, and the turning comes now. What are the gifts the Earth Collective has offered you this year? A fortification of your strength, a remembrance of your perseverance, a trust, rest, peace, and divine timing, and the cyclical nature of all. Awareness of flow instead of force, along with the awakening of your feminine receptive nature. This has been a year of responsiveness, of acceptance, of choosing to function with the framework of what is without needing to change the framework so you can function. And in doing so, you have come into more self-union, more self-communion than ever before. Great sweeping changes that shift the course of the natural world do occur, but even when cataclysmic events come, small things along the way provided the materials for the storm, for the flood, for the fire, for the eruption, for the crashing, for the raging, for the upheaval. In the same way, fate and free will work together. In addition, just as weather models or climate simulations can sometimes accurately predict what will be when certain swellings mix their substances, there is also incredible variance. Variance in force and location and longevity, for Gaia is a woman, and there is nothing predictable about her. She is generative and responsive. She declares and she receives. She grieves and she works. She shuts down and she births. She embraces and uproots. She is beautifully responsive to appropriate care, and this is when you see her flourish. Nobody tells Gaia what she should be or how she should operate to serve them. She is. And those who rightly handle her reap the harvest of her bounty. Those who rape, pillage, take without offering, or demand anything from her are repelled, sometimes quietly, sometimes forcibly. We are lighter than ent spirits, moving with more grace, fluidity, and openness to change, but we do meander, yes, for there is no hurry. There is no hurry, for we honor time. The turning of the seasons guides us, informs us, and we flourish because we work with it, not in frustration toward it. If the will of time informs our reality instead of being an enemy to it, how much more peace is there in the turning of the clock, the turning of the wheel? Of course, there are great and glorious ways that change comes, sudden and powerful changings of the guard that change the grid, change the all. But that is not our way, and that is not your way. You are a Capricorn. The workings of Saturn, of Father Time, have been near to you this month, and this is purposed. This is with intent, for the hard pressing of one who appeared to be in support of you was in reality set against your own rhythms, structures, needs, timing, pacing, and once you recognized nurture and poison were being poured into your soil at the same time, you threw that man off in the same way your mother does. The feminine heartbeat of the world awakens to her own reality, to her own truths as long awaited, long worked for change comes, and you are part of the collective who rises in alignment with her. There is no force greater than the power of a mother to birth once the time has come. There is no war, no rage, no harm, no lack, no lust, no greed, no sickle, no government, no rule, no law, no poverty, no lack, no cold or dark or grief or ill that can stop her body once it has begun the work of labor. And the entirety of all she is becomes a laser-focused energy whose only goal is to bring into its own agency that which she made, who she nurtured with her very own heartbeat, her very own blood. Again, we say none can stop her. This is the true energy of every mother, no matter her age, emotional capacity, spiritual awareness, or heart maturity. And all mothers work together now, their collective energy from all times, timelines, portals, dimensions, caves and caverns, hidden places and shining palaces, galactic headquarters and quiet homesteads, all come together now, for it is time for the birth of the new creation, where the feminine heartbeat of the divine will be expressed in fullness and honor, taking her rightful place as guide of the timing of the unfolding of the new way. The new way will look like many things as it spreads across the canvas of all, yet women know how to make. Men know how to make. When they come together in union through honor of both expressions of the divine, the earth will be reborn as a central energy source that will fuel the multiverse with generative creativity for millennia, maybe more. We smile with you at the meandering of our messaging that went from the small to the great, and we thank you for your attentive focus, open heart, and commitment to honor both mother and father, earth and sky, and all the hybrid children made from this mix of materials, this unique merging of energies. Those working with you to bring about the union of your flourishing are vast, daughter of the light, who is also comfortable in shadows. Continue on in the expression of all you are, and let the union come to you. We leave now, but our frequency remains around you as support, protection, and alignment this day. December 29, 2025, Metatron is speaking. Come in, daughter. I smile at your exuberant greeting. I have missed you too, though I am ever near and available to you at all times. Your father's birthday today, Magnus is yesterday. Time spent with Aurelius and your grown children over the holiday. As you traverse old paths, processing much, clearing much, and on occasion ruminating in ways that are perhaps less than helpful, today I invite you, simply rest. No work is necessary in the now. No work on anyone's behalf but your own joy and flourishing. If it makes you happy to cook, to bake, to bring for holiday celebrations with your family, do so. As your thoughts run ahead to the new year and to the changes coming with your youngest treasured one, it is all right to feel unready. Time together in the car is an important part of your bonding. It has become your own sacred bubble of two, where the energy and communion hold you both. He will still want to be with you even when he has his own license, but summer football workouts may be the most aligned time for that new reality. He has been your guiding light and North Star, but a shifting lies ahead where you become your own. He is meant to provide clarity in your choices, not direct them, and certainly not be a defense mechanism you use against engaging more with life. I have not invited you to sit, for Elohim wishes to travel with you this day. It is all right to let change to well-known structures come. There are some things needing yet to fall, dear one. Go with your brother, with your friend now. I will see you soon. Elohim begins. Namaste, sister mine, Seraphina of the Light Brigade. Let us fly, and we will talk about the nature of the Light Brigade and our role in the upcoming storm. Storm, yes, for though rumblings have been on the horizon, they move ever closer as the time comes. There are many timelines converging at once, laid atop one another in translucent form, so that one page flips, it changes the entire picture. Aha, here we are, arrived now at the stream behind Magnus's mountain home. You noticed I used the word flip rather than change, and your visual of the image being turned to one side or another is correct. This is what we are currently working on, not any additions to or removals of, instead, a reorienting that changes all. The Light Brigade is swift, covert, adaptable, and incredibly brave. These are your family, these are your friends, and Magnus is one of them, which is why he was allowed such rapid and intimate access to you. I appreciate the way you are working hard to see this space exactly as it is, while laying the cottage stream and trees to one side, then shifting them again to the other to understand how this layering changes the grid. Everything is exactly the same, nothing is added or taken away. It is simply layered and shifted form, which changes all. For what happens to the trees when they are suddenly horizontal instead of vertical? How does the change of direction shift the impact of water? How does the upending of home offer new ways to live in it? You have translucent tracing paper. Play with some this day and see what you get, for this concept is important if you wish to be one able to work with a shifting world rather than being thrown off. Magnus himself is not particularly relevant to your current reality, though this could change if he allows his darker materials to fall as his world is upended. You offered each other exactly what was needed. What you each choose to do with the gifts and challenges is individual work. If that individual work brings you back together in a way where new templates overlay in harmony, this contributes to the flourishing of the individual and the flourishing of the world. And if not, you will each keep going, accomplishing what you set out to do from the beginning. He is all right, Sarah. None of your fear needs go toward him. I know distraction has come with Aurelius's work call in your sacred space. We will take this as cue and close now. December 31st, 2025, Metatron is speaking. Good morning, daughter of my heart. Welcome in. Welcome home. Would you like to sit today and review the year together? Pull up your chair to the fire. I will pour you a warm beverage and we will begin. Hospitality does set the stage for connection, yes, for in the welcome of the individual and connection with safety in the body, auric walls fall down, leaving opportunity for true seeing and knowing, for genuine communion if that is desired. The body is the temple and the pathway for connection, whether to another being or higher planes, which is why aligned nurture of and care for the body is so important, and why physical, spiritual, emotional, mental, and relational health can all shift with an upgraded care regime for the body. If we scan back over 2025 as you did yesterday through photo and video, it began with much debris from Helene the hurricane lining every street, a visual reminder of the power of water and the destruction she brought. Much was uprooted, much was washed away that changed the course of people's lives, with homes gone, businesses closed, and disruption set the course for life redirection for many, including you. Structures fell, foundations were shaken, needing to be either shored up or torn down, with many choices presented about how to move forward. Notice how different life in your own small neighborhood is as families moved out and new homeowners came in. As the floodplains were revealed in full, Gaia herself changed the grid for many in your mountain hamlet and beyond. And you have spent this year learning to adapt to new realities and exploring alternate paths to see if they were aligned for you. The entire collective has been offered this opportunity, for there is individual growth taking place on the planet, but also the growth of all as one who are here in this 2025 year, experiencing it and creating it at the same time. It is interesting to think of the individual expressing through selfhood and then individuals expressing as the whole who make up humanity. Yes, history will have much to say about the change come because of the collective choice during the 2020 decade. The primary change I see is the throwing off of rules made to govern the way children learn, govern the way medicine is dispensed, govern the way entertainment is spread, govern the way climate and energy are regulated, and choice returning to the community. The right to choose has been relegated to a woman's expression of fertility issue, but the FCC, FTC, ICA, and other regulators will lose their place of prominence as humanity shifts and moves into structures that support its flourishing, throwing off anything that dominates, controls, or suppresses. I would not say a return to tribalism necessarily, rather, the advent of communal living via full free choice instead of power held in the hands of a few, setting reality for all. You have practiced this alternate exploration in varying forms, particularly through the journey with Magnus while still keeping your legal marriage structure in place. You expanded much, learned much, and at the end of year, threw off his rigid rules, for they did not in any way support your way of being your vision for a life well lived. And this is the heart of year 2025. A growing surety of what is right for you as an individual, which will cause you to vibrate in such a way that you throw off what is not right for you while you magnetically attract others who are doing the same, being the same, and from that place beginning to build a life you are passionate about, a life that supports the individual and the collective. There is so much more to be experienced, Seraphina Stephanie. You are ready to step into the new world, even as you create it moment by moment. You must prepare for your travels. I am glad for your return to closeness with your grandchildren, for you carry much joy, grace, and belonging for one another. Elohim sends protectors with you this day. You and yours will be safe, will be well. My blessing rests on you like a crown. It comes on wings of eagles, your new life. You will not miss it. Great will be your contribution, and replete will be your joy.